welcome back to another video, guys. So in this video we're working on this BMW X3. It's the 2-litre diesel engine, which goes back a long way, and there's still the new ones with this sort of engine, maybe tweaked here and there. And excuses for the noise of the goose and the chickens and whatnot. Back to our topic. So I'm going to show you how to do a DPF clean. Reality is this is all we need: O2 sensor socket, which is only 11-12 quid on Amazon, which I'll put the link in. If you have a tool set, good. If not, just buy one on Amazon. And the other thing we need is some chemical. Be careful, this is TFR. You can have bleach, you can have all sorts of DPF cleaners, but reality is you don't need to go crazy. Bleach is good. A lot of people comment, oh, it's bad for the DPF. Or for the love of God, just who cares really? It's not like you're going to drive it for another 300,000 miles. A DPF is a DPF, and it will do a certain decent amount of miles. Even if you were to take it off and send it to some professional and they charge you like 300-400 quid, they do the same flimming thing. So why not just do it? But be careful and make sure the engine is running, otherwise you're going to mess up. So first thing first, this goes onto the O2 sensor on the BM here. It's well, I don't know, this sensor. Okay, we're taking this one off and then we'll move on. Here we are. I've put some extenders on just to make my life easy. You don't need to, but it's best if you do. And have something strong. If you have something longer, it's even better, because that does get hard to take off, I'll be honest. I'm cleaning the DPF for a reason, because we've got heavily clogged up DPF. The soot is quite high, so we're going to do a DPF clean and then reset the sensors, and everyone's happy on the way. Well, it's all done. It's quite hard, I'm not going to lie, but make sure you disconnect the other end so you don't twist the wiring, and then just keep doing that until it's out. That's the sensor. And we need a funnel. I forgot to mention earlier, we need some sort of hose. If you can grab one, good. If not, you can always, well, it's best if you have a hose, really. Can't really comment. And then we're going to pour this this funnel here right into the, shall we say, in the hole. But before we do that, I've said make sure the engine is running, please, because you don't want things going into the turbo, back into the engine. It'll seize just like a water flood car. So make sure the engine's running. I've found another funnel. That one's just a cheap flimsy one. This one's quite solid. Okay, so if we move back and if we run the engine, don't worry about engine light and all this nonsense. It's because you've unplugged the sensor. That's how it is. And now I always put the window down in case things lock on itself, because you can't trust technology these days. And then if we come back here, obviously we can see that it's spitting things out. Now be careful. I've always said be very, very careful. We're going to add some chemical. So as you can see, I'm pouring it in there like that. It's going to pressure it back out. So just be wary. Don't put a lot in. Push it down so it kind of stops the backfire. There you go. And then every now and again, just a tad, just a little bit. You don't want to overflow it back into the turbo, guys. Please make sure the engine's running. So we can see this, and we'll just keep doing this a little bit at a time until things kind of go down. So that's that, and then we have to go to the back, okay, and we have to keep an eye out and make sure that it is gonna pour it all out. In other words, once you see the foam, that means it's kind of made its way, and then we can pour a bit of water in as well. Even now you can do, but the water flow is quite more stronger than this chemical. We are starting to see things. Just to let you all be aware, a turbo failure has caused this, and we can see it's black because it's mixed with oil. It puts it back into the exhaust system, and we need to do a thorough clean like this. So we're going to pour the water in now, since we've done the chemical. The hose is in, and we are going to turn the engine on before we start doing anything. So here we are. So we've got a flow. Okay, and we're going to turn the hose on slightly, not much, just that much, just to see it doesn't stall. And once we see a nice flow of fluid around the back, then we're going to increase it. Okay, so once we see a nice flow, then we're going to increase it. Here we are, guys. You can see the muck, it's black that we are seeing. But when you see this flow, then we're going to increase it. So we'll come back here, increase this a touch, and then we'll go to the back. You can see in a second the flow will be a lot more smoother. Here and there we're just going to give it a rev like this, and you can see it's kicking it out. Now we're going to turn it off, and then the remaining, obviously shouldn't be much there because we've given it a rev, and then we're going to turn it off as well in a second. But before you do, be careful. Obviously you don't want anything back flowing in there, so just twist back out. That's fine, all good. Now we're going to go back to turning the engine off because we now know there's nothing fluid in there. That's that, okay? So we're going to put more chemical in.